Hey there, ladies. Welcome to week 4. Now, week 4, we are continuing on with our word games. You remember last week we did the should, into the could, into the can. This week, I'm going to do a word game that we hear all the time in the gym, especially in the gym and in our lives, because we're not separating the two. What happens in your life happens in the gym. What happens in the gym happens in your life. It's the same language. So today we are going to work through these 3 statements together, and we're going to see how it feels, where we feel it in the body, and what level it's at. Then we're going to cement it with the new word and the breath. So let's start with I have to. What's something that you notice yourself saying a lot with I have to? For example, for myself, if I'm talking about the gym, I would say I have to squat heavy today. All right? That is something that I hear and envisage myself saying. I know I've said it many times. Then I've got to do my programming. Okay, I do a lot of programming for people, and because I do a lot of programming for people, it's something that I've got to do. And then I need to get it all done. So I encourage you to fill out your own statements. All right, once you've done that, you can stop the video here if you need to and have a think and do it. We're going to come back and we're going to read it out loud. So, I have to squat heavy today. Now, immediately, what do I feel when I say I have to squat heavy today? Well, I feel pressure. I feel like it's something that is heavy and it increases my heart rate. It's not a good feeling. All right, so if I change one word from have to get, and I say it again, I get to squat heavy today. How does that change the feeling? Well, for me, that turns it into a privilege. Instead of it being pressure, and it turns it into, look, I actually get to squat heavy today. And then I think, well, there's so many people that can't squat heavy. They either haven't learned how to do it, they're not capable of it yet, or they just don't have the opportunity because they may have some sort of physical incapacity to do it, all right, or they're just not in the gym and don't do it at all. So in fact, when I said I have to squat heavy today, that felt pressure and it felt about a 7 out of 10. When I changed it to I get to squat heavy today, it makes me smile inside and it changes it completely. So the pressure's gone, and I would actually say I get excited about doing that because that's an opportunity. Now let's try it with the second one. I've got to do my programming. Oh, you know what? I say this regularly, and it's because I need to sit down in a chair in front of a laptop, which is honestly not one of my strengths. I'm a very physical person. I love being outside. I love being in the gym. I love doing and I love moving. So when I sit still, and I have to sit still for a few hours, it is a real challenge for me. So when I say I've got to do my programming, I once again feel pressure, or it's hard. It makes it feel hard, and it makes it feel like a drag. Okay, and it's about a 7 or an 8. And I feel it in my chest. So when you say yours out loud, what's the emotion? What number is it at, 10 being the highest? And where in your body do you feel it? Because we do, all of our emotions are stored somewhere in our body. So now I'm going to change got. And I'm just going to say I get to do my programming. Now, as soon as I say I get to do my programming, I immediately switch to how much benefit that I'm providing and value that I'm able to provide to everyone that I coach. And that's a privilege. That's not a pressure, that's a privilege. And I get to be creative in my programming. I get to really knuckle down on what do people need and what are the best exercises and how this is going to help someone get stronger or get out of pain. So that has gone from a 7 or an 8 out of 10 of pressure and dread to about a 6 of excitement. Okay, and it's gone from my chest to my head, I would say. Even my stomach, because excitement I feel often in my stomach. Now, you do yours, stop the video, come back to me, and then we'll go to the third one. I need to get it all done. Man, how many times do we say this to ourselves? We get up in the morning and we think, I need to get all this done today. So let's change that right now. I get to do, you could even change, I get to do what's important. Okay? And I know I said I'm only changing one word, but when we use words like all, that is what we call drama language. Okay? And it makes it sound like it's insurmountable and there's no way we're going to get it all done. Well, guess what? We do one thing at a time and we get to do what's important each day. And if you don't get through everything that you had on your to-do list, that's okay, because tomorrow is another day. All right, so when I say get to do what's important, that straight away allows me to think, well, what really is important? And that helps me prioritize what I am going to do today. And once again, it's gone from pressure to privilege, pressure to excitement. And I feel it in my stomach. So when I said the first one, I need to get it all done. Oh, that one's really heavy. That's like a 9 out of 10. It means you're filling your plate for the day. When you say, I get to do what's important, 2 things happen. One, you think, well, if I get done what is important, that's a win. And then you think, do I really need to get it all done today? Or do I need to get done today what's important? So that makes you feel so much more in control, less pressure, and more privilege. So have a go at this, ladies. See how you feel, write it down. Remember, this is the magic pen. So when we get the words out of our head and down onto paper, we get more space, we get more clarity. And if we read through these 3 statements with the breath, so for example, I get to squat heavy today. Big breath in, big breath out. That cements that into your subconscious. That cements it in there. That's like, yep, I'm going to squat heavy today and I feel great about it. So I want you to do that. I want you to go through the process. I want you to rewrite it with the new word. I want you to breathe after each statement and let me know how you go. Have a fantastic time and I'll see you next week.